Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from MouseSteps.com.
And this is episode number 465.
465.
Of MouseSteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. I'm going to mention Disneyland Paris because we just got back from there. The Disneyland Paris grand finale for the 30th anniversary is going on right now. So much is happening there this year, so we recommend going there. We missed Becky and Lou over there.
I know, the one day we were out of town, we could have said hi to them there. That would have been so cool.
We were in Belgium and the Netherlands. So, but anyway, check them out. Also, Disney 100 at Disneyland. We have all kinds of stuff going on at Walt Disney World. It's a great year to do Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line 25th
25 years, unbelievable.
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe is right.
So check them out.
MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Fill out a no obligation quote on their site.
So as you can see, we're already starting here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and we're now in Toy Story Land already. Welcome to Andy's backyard, they're saying.
And our show was going to be first about Disneyland Paris, but I was able to snag a last-minute reservation at Roundup Rodeo BBQ yesterday.
Really last minute. I found out in the shower.
I was
good news. True story.
And I was about to take a nap because I've been tired still from the trip, but it was like we headed on out.
I'm so glad that you got the reservation. It was a really nice treat that we did not plan. Here we are in Toy Story Land. You just saw Jessie. Woody's coming by. Lots of characters all afternoon.
At Toy Story Land. Roundup Rodeo is not a character experience, but of course you can see
right
the characters
outside.
Right
there's
outside.
Plenty of characters, so
yes.
It really wouldn't work out.
And Buzz.
You can't have them inside and outside at the
no,
same
you
time.
Can't. So.
So anyway, we're about to go inside the new restaurant. We're just kind of showing a little bit more of Toy Story Land to get set up.
And so here we are at Roundup Rodeo. They were not taking anybody for walk-ins when we went. Mm-hmm. They asked, do you have a reservation? We had already checked in for ours. And here we are walking in. You'll notice, it's really a flat design, just like, the rest of Toy Story Land.
Perfect fit.
Right. Howdy Partners here. You've got... let's see. Andy has created, I'm going to just say what it's about. Andy has created a new rodeo arena using some of his favorite toys, games, and play sets. And there I am.
You were given the horse. Everybody is able to, even adults and kids are able to ride the horse.
My hair doesn't look bad.
Doesn't look bad at all.
No.
And there's, I'm demonstrating the horse.
I did not ride the horse.
I didn't either.
I walked it.
You walked the horse.
Yes.
I was recording at the time, so I couldn't do the horse and the recording at once.
And there were a lot of vloggers inside, so even better to not actually ride the horse. I don't usually.
But that's still
bring
a
attention
nice,
to myself like
some
that.
Some people were really into that.
Oh yeah,
so,
and I think it's really great that others were.
And look at how nicely themed everything looks. Great inside.
It's
right
a little
away.
Dark.
I mean, right away. What's that?
I was saying it's a darker restaurant. The whole experience is a little darker.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice that with the video and also like on my site when I did the review for photos.
In some ways, in some very strange ways, it's kind of like a rainforest in the way it's themed, and every 15 minutes or so, some kind of action happens.
And I didn't even pay attention to a lot of the action. Like I'd be writing things down, and by the time I looked up, it would be done. So you can see, like here, you have Jessie riding Trixie. You've got Bo Peep. We were closer to Bo Peep, and then Woody on Bullseye. And just really so much to see around the restaurant. And the one thing is, you will not in one visit see everything. And I said in my article, even in 20 visits, you're not going to see everything because there's guests sitting on benches that are themed. And so you might catch it if they get up. But there's, some really cool details that you can't see unless a table is empty.
Right. And apparently there are multiple hidden Mickeys and even a hidden Oswald that we found.
I found one hidden Mickey. I didn't even see it while we were at the restaurant.
And I just want to kind of point out, those are not paper plates. They are actual real plates made to look like paper plates. And there is a selection of barbecue sauces. And you're given a... what was that?
It's like an activity sheet.
Yeah.
You can fill in the answers. And the answers are on the back. So here's the menu, like the greens. The first items that are brought out, are everybody gets them.
And very important, available upon request, the cedar plank a salmon.
Your favorite item.
Highly recommend that. We'll talk more about that when it comes, but easy to overlook. But if you are a fan of salmon, I would ask for that as well.
And I asked for unsweetened iced tea. I ended up with peach tea at first, which tasted sweet to me. So I asked for like regular. So the Rattler Rum Punch we also purchased. They have, of course, soft drinks are included or like unsweetened iced tea. But
oh, and also that salmon
then you
is
can buy
included.
alcohol.
It's not
Yes.
an upcharge or anything. That's included upon request.
Currently,
Yes.
and, you never know if it will stick around, but you said it was the best thing for you on the menu.
There's our Rattler Punch there. Not a big kick, but it was very refreshing. It was in the 90s out. We were used to
Right.
the cold weather at Disneyland Paris. So
For 2
coming back
weeks.
here to Orlando, it was nice to have a refreshing drink. These were delicious, by the way.
This is the Prospector's homemade cheddar biscuits with sweet pepper jelly. I do not really eat cheddar biscuits. I don't really like cheddar biscuits, but I love these.
I loved them too. We could have gone much more crazy if
Yes,
we did.
only one each we
Right.
had.
There was-
They were warm, delicious. So here you have Rootin' Tootin'. This one is Rex's romaine and kale salad. You like that one
was
a
quite
lot.
good.
And it was
Quite
pretty
good.
good for me too, with apples, dried cranberries, pumpkin seeds, and green goddess dressing. Then you have, essentially it's just Wheezy's watermelon salad. It's watermelon. And then Rootin' Tootin' tomato salad. I like the watermelon. It was just watermelon. Like they call it a salad, but it just tastes like watermelon.
All of them were very light, very refreshing,
A
and
nice start.
a great start. And again, I love I wish you could buy these plates. They really do look like paper plates.
And maybe you can.
Maybe you can. That's true.
We can look online if you're wanting them. So anyway, now we're.
This is one of the
okay.
little things that happens. All of a sudden, there's an announcement that Andy's coming, and notice everybody is frozen. Everybody freezes, even the wait staff. Although I see a tiny bit of movement,
I didn't-
and
you
I'm
told-
also moving.
You
too.
told me I didn't. I didn't
See,
freeze.
look at
I
he's
didn't
froze,
know.
totally froze. And everybody, you don't understand. You have to be frozen
And I
until
didn't
Andy
know.
leaves the premises. And once Andy leaves, everyone comes back and back to normal. So that was the most fun of the four little interludes.
And we
that
saw it a
happened.
couple times.
Yes, well,
but
we were there a while.
I was busy, writing down notes and stuff, so I didn't even pay attention.
Oh
unfortunately.
boy! Oh boy!
So this is it's called Roundup Some Chow. It's a platter of the following house smoked items. There's like smoked ribs, beef brisket, sausage, and chicken. And the brisket was very nice. Some of it was a little fatty, but some of it was not.
The ribs were great. I actually like these better than the Fort Wilderness ribs, which is a shocking thing to say, but they were delicious.
The chicken was excellent. It was a little too much for two people. They should make maybe a little smaller of a platter for two people.
Star of the show, that wood planked salmon, so delicious.
And
so delicious.
that's very small.
Next time I'll get two.
Yes, because it's very small. So then there's 8 different sides that you can order. You order 4 of them, and so this is one of my favorite items of the whole day was mean old potato salad with red skin potatoes. And then there's veggie slaw, which is not creamy, it's more of a crunchy. We had the fire roasted vegetables, which was good, and the buck and baked beans, which is plant based with jackfruit. I didn't really care
The
for that.
beans were not as good as one would get at Fort Wilderness. Those
No.
Fort Wilderness beans are delicious.
Yeah, with the jackfruit and everything. I'm not really a fan of that. So there's 8 different items to choose from, and they say 4. But we also got the corn when we finished with one of those 4. We sent the plate back and we asked if we could try the corn.
And you could have all 8 if you want. You just have
That's what
to.
they say.
Right.
You-
You
but
can
you
only
can't-
get 4 at a time. But then if you want more, it truly is all you care to eat. So you can have you can go crazy if you want.
And that's right. That's what essentially we were told. So
And
then
there's that corn.
And I don't usually like the street corn
I don't
because
either.
of all this stuff on it. But our server recommended it.
Multiple times he did.
Yes, and this was really good. Like it doesn't taste like what it looks like. It was
It's
very
delicious.
nice. Yeah.
It's delicious. It really works. And
But-
I did not expect. I'm thinking, okay, we've got to give this a try because he's raving over it. It was great.
But if you like the regular street corn, it may not be as seasoned as what you would expect. Because I've had it before, and it was like, But I really enjoyed this one.
And we just saw another little interlude going on. It's dessert already. Wow, dinner is moving along quickly.
And so you get, it says select one each per guest, but we were told that we could order another one. If if essentially you finish one, you can order another one.
I don't even think you have to finish it. You just
I
can
don't know.
only order
Select
one each at a
It
time.
says select one each per guest.
Now this is this little
That's the
forky dessert
forky. It's
is
a cupcake.
kids for kids and kids of all ages, and it was no problem for the kid of all ages, me, to get one of these forkies to go along with dessert.
Except to open that wrapper, I didn't know how to open the wrapper, so you essentially dumped it out of there. I ordered otherwise Billy's chocolate silk pie. You ordered Bo's lemon and blueberry cheesecake. I thought the pie in the jar was excellent.
Yeah,
the
it was
chocolate
great.
one.
The dessert was very good. I enjoyed it.
You
as
liked
well.
your cheesecake? Because I tasted that one and I preferred the chocolate. But I'm not really a person who tends to order things in a jar, but I thought that the flavor was excellent. And really, on almost all the food, I thought the flavor was great.
So now we're just kind of looking around the restaurant, but I would go back. I would absolutely go back. I would try to be a little more careful and not go as crazy as I did, but the food was delicious.
We're not going to go back right now. There's no discounts currently. We paid with one drink, 2 meals, tax and tip, $130. So
Right.
we're not going back right now. We did our $130.
But that kind of is right up there with what you're paying for Disney World buffets nowadays. I mean, if you go to the Crystal Palace, although that has characters, something like that, you're paying that or at least more sometimes. So to me, for Walt Disney World prices, I found it was well worth it. It was delicious. I enjoyed it.
But I was talking even about Disneyland Paris. Like, if you guys ever go to Disneyland Paris, I mean, I think that like their buffets and such. Being that they're all inclusive and everything, we didn't go over like $100 even with drinks.
But it's Europe, so everything is included. You don't have, there's no tip involved and no tax involved. So, and plus we get a discount there as well.
So, we knew that it was going to be, pretty expensive, but it's $45 per person plus tax and gratuity, adults, and $25 for ages 3 through 9. Plus tax and gratuity.
And we're just kind of looking at some of the character fun that was going on. It was very lively. I mean, it felt like a lively day. There was a lot of vloggers around as well.
It was in the restaurant. It was like every other person who came through had a camera, and so I just thought
we're more the discreet types.
Yeah,
we do all that. We do that in post production. We do the talking, but you had others there that were doing their full,
there was a lot of
full
that,
thing going on in full force.
So, but we really had a nice
magic
time.
shot we had. We took advantage. There was no line at all, and we were able to get one of these little videos that is included with PhotoPass. Plus, I'll show you now, and the magic shot. We're told to just point upward, so we didn't know what we were pointing at. And how do you like that? It was one of the parachuters, and we have just did the parachute drop many times at Disneyland Paris to see the frozen construction, of course.
We've only been back a few days. We were there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're still kind of affected by the time change. And now it's changed again in Europe. It's now back to 6 hour difference.
Instead of 5.
So looking at some of the characters, it's been a while since we've enjoyed Disney's Hollywood Studios. It was nice. I love that they have all these characters around. It really feels alive. And Donald and Daisy were a lot of fun to see.
I like that there's a mixture of the distance and also regular meet and greets. So it's nice, and that's something that I had hoped after as the pandemic winds down, that you can have both, so that some guests can just enjoy.
And you're able to get, you got Frozone here. You're still able to get close to Frozone. You can get a selfie with him, but there's no line, and sometimes that makes it a lot better. I agree. I think the Hollywood Studios does this the best of all the Disney World parks, the mixture of traditional and, sightings, I guess you could say.
Right. And we were not planning to go into the parks this weekend. So it was really, great to be able to go and talk about something that's so current.
It was only the 3rd day of operation.
Right? And I have been trying to get Roundup Rodeo BBQ online since, it came out. I was up at 5 a.m., not even realizing it was available the first morning. And I never got it. And then yesterday, I'm just like, I'm about to take a nap. I'm going to check to see if anything's available. And it was available for 3 hours from that point.
Well, it was a very nice surprise. Like I said, I was in the shower. I had no idea. And all of a sudden, you yell in, "Guess where we're going today?"
No, I didn't say that. I said, I actually came in and showed you I tried to show you the phone. But you were sort of like, We weren't going to. I wanted Chinese food.
Well, as soon as I wrapped my mind to that, we could actually go.
You had to think about it.
So anyway, I want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, thanks to them for sponsoring us. And it was really, I wish we could have seen Becky and Lou in Paris.
Well, they had just gotten off a Adventures by Disney tour of Italy, and it looked amazing. And they only had one day at Disneyland Paris, and unfortunately, that one day was the one day we were out of town.
Yes, and but if you're looking to do, Adventures by Disney, Becky is not only researching cruises and doing, cruises, but the different parks and also Adventures by Disney. So she's very, the agency is very up on everything.
Yeah, very much so. And it would have been nice to see. It was Lou's first ever time at Disneyland Paris too. I had written him, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll get together." And then, of course, it was Sunday. So
that's too bad.
We'll get together here.
We were having food in the windmill in the Netherlands that day.
Holland, yes. Wooden shoes we were trying on.
No trying on. But we actually stayed overnight in the Bruges, and then.
Oh yeah, we want to thank our good friends Cindy and Tom for an amazing weekend, and we'll
talk
about that. It was epic.
Mm-hmm.
Epic, that is for sure. And also next week, again, we're going to try to get this turned around and be ready in less than a week. As soon as we can get the show ready, we're going to talk all about the Disneyland Paris annual pass holder party. This was a great event, and we have a lot to talk about and show, and I can't wait to go. Hopefully we'll be at the next Disneyland Paris annual pass holder party.
In September.
Yeah, it was really a great event. So we'll talk all about that. Plus, if we have more time, I'll throw in another food review or something else from our trip. There was so much we did in 2 weeks. Yes,
I love downtown.
We did downtown. We did Waltz. We did Pim Kitchen again. We did
Silver Spur
Steakhouse, and that's
the
all
Royal
sorts
Pub.
of the Royal Pub. Yes, we can talk about the Royal Pub. That was new to us. That was recently changed.
Because it used to be King
Ludwig's. So
Castle.
Lot to talk about over the next week or two. Plus, there's also a big event here for the opening of Tron and some other things. So we have lots of footage and lots of things to talk about in the coming weeks.
Yes, it's a little overwhelming. But
so anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.